Hello, this is Ian, and this is my point of view. I am not giving you market advice. I am not a financial analyst, and I haven't got a clue about the stock market. But I've got an ISA, and I was going to take some money out of my ISA a couple of weeks ago. And then Trump bombs Iran, the IRGC. And the market dropped. I had a look at my ISAs, and the price of the ISAs dropped. Not a lot, mind, because I got some good companies in there. Some friends told me some companies to put my money into. So it stayed static, but I'm not making any money at the moment because the market is falling. And I thought, well, my brain is telling me I should have taken the money out before they bombed Iran. So I've just left it there. My wife's got a small ISA, and I took the money out last month as we were figuring out where to put the money. She made a bit of money on it, but the money we had in hand, and the day that Trump bombed Iran was the day I was going to put the wife's money, ISA money, back into the companies that she had been advised to put them in. Pat's got that's the wife. She's got a friend that deals in stocks and shares and gives her some advice. Normally quite good advice, I got to admit that. So we got a list of companies, and we were going to put the money back in the market. But if I know I ain't daft enough to put money on the market when it's falling, I know enough that you've got to let it fall, let it level out. When it starts creeping up again, that's when you start buying. So Pat's got cash in hand. My prices of my shares have dropped, but I've not lost money because I haven't taken it out. And it will grow again when the market goes back up. Now, before all this started, February the 27th, the markets were high. They were 10,900, the FT 100. And then all hell broke loose. Today, that's dropped down to 10,022. That's 880 points off the FT 100 since Trump started bombing Iran. Now, it's a just war. The IRGC, the guys that are in charge of Iran, are a murdering bunch of bastards. And I can say that literally. The unarmed people were protesting against the government in the streets. And the IRGC have killed 22,000 of them in the last month. So Trump hitting them hard and hitting the barracks and the infrastructure. I don't blame him. Don't blame him one iota. It's an evil regime and it needs taking out. Now, today we learn that Trump's had a go at the oil fields, where the market had dipped, and they call it a dead cat bounce, don't they? It goes down and goes up and then goes down again. Well, yesterday it went up a little bit, and today it's dropped another 40 points, because he's now hitting the oil fields. It's done by degrees. When you're fighting a war, it's like when we went into D-Day. But a bit more sophisticated now, and we got guided bombs and everything else. You know, we hit what we aim at. In the Second World War, we drop a bomb and hope it landed where we wanted it to. But more than likely than not, we miss targets. A little bit more sophisticated today, and they can guide the bomb down. Now, in the first half an hour, between America and Israel, they hit 1,000 targets. They're now talking that they hit between 5,000 and 6,000 targets. And you do it by degrees. The first thing you knock out is their fighter planes, the communications, and the radar. So they've got the inability to talk to each other and the inability to see anything coming in. So they hit the radars, and of course, they've been hitting the missile launchers all the way through. Then they went to the bunkers, where the command posts are, and killed a lot of the leading IRGC clerics and generals. And then they started on police stations, because the IRGC was hiding in police stations. Oh, and they had a school as well, a girls' school, because they were hiding in the girls' school. And the girls' schools all the schools are closed because the war's on. But what do you see the woke media doing? Trump's at a girls' school. Trump's at yeah. Because the IRGC had taken it over. The girls are all home because there's no school because of the bombing. Well, they don't tell you that, do they? Now, then they move on. Now they're still hitting the missiles. It is said that Israel hacked the command and control center for the missiles, and they had underground silos, and they got lids that come up, and then the missile goes off. They hacked it and opened the door halfway, so the missile couldn't fire, and they could then spot the silo and put a bomb down it. That was clever, isn't it? Now it's got to a stage that they hit all the targets they wanted to, but they've still got the oil infrastructure in place. Now, if the IRGC, you've got to get this right, if they had surrendered, given up, then the oil fields would not be bombed. I think Trump gave them a choice. They've bombed the factories that made the drones. The number of drones that the IRGC can now throw out is about 25% of when they started. But they're hitting all the neighbours. Not only Israel, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, they're all getting hit by these drones. But their defences, backed up by the Americans, they're knocking down 90% of the missiles and drones. The IRGC are now using cluster bombs. Cluster bombs were banned by the UN, by international agreement. What's the woke press doing? Not a word. Don't say a word about it. Why can't they condemn a government using a munition that has been banned by gentleman's agreement between the nations? And these cluster bombs are going over to Israel. They splinter and they cause minor damage, but lots of minor damage. And once again, Israel is shooting a lot of them down. What happens if they start shooting them at Cyprus? What's Starmer going to do? First of all, he said that the Americans couldn't use our air bases. Then he said, oh yeah, of course you can. Yeah, you can use them now. Then he said, oh, we're going to send a warship. We're going to send HMS Duncan. HMS Duncan is in for repair. Not done yet. Oh, we'll send HMS Dragon. That was going to go. That's our welding done. It's left, but they reckon it's doing circles in the English Channel, having the repairs done. What I expect they'll do is, I'm going to say drive it down, sail it down to Gibraltar, go into Gibraltar, finish the job off, and then go on to Cyprus. But once again, this war could be over by the time the ship gets there. Starmer was asked to put a ship in the Straits of Hormuz. We had a minesweeper there. 2 days before Trump bombed Iran, the ship was pulled out. That's protecting our shipping and our allied shipping. And Trump has walked away from it. Starmer needs to go. And he needs to go now. Best thing, Mr. Starmer, this is a message to you. I'm back in reform at the moment. I've been a Tory. You know, I voted Lib Dem in the past, believe it or not. I like the guy that was the Lib Dem candidate. I did like for local council, and I actually worked with him when I was on the council. And when he went to county council, I thought he would do a good job, even though it's the wrong colour. But anyway, that's another story. Mr. Starmer, I think if you believe in democracy, you should call a general election for the first week in May. You've got the local elections going on. You'll have all the polling stations open anyway. So just step back. Say, I believe in democracy. I am going to let the people decide. Call a general election and let us have our say. Because we did not vote for any of the policies that you've put forward since the election. You basically didn't tell us what you were going to do. And we don't know who you're working for, because it sure ain't us. Anyway, Mr. Starmer, please call a general election in the first week in May with the council elections and let the people decide. Ian? POV, points of view. Bye-bye for now.